Okay, your assignment says input a list of employee names and salaries and sort them ascending by salary and determine the mean average salary as well as the number of salaries above and below, if any, exactly at the mean. All right, I'm going to adjust this assignment. I just want you to sort the thing. Okay, forget about the rest of it. Only sort. All right, and I will go in there and I will make the change online, and hopefully some of you guys won't be trying to make all that other stuff happening. But right now we just want to sort it. You guys already know how to find the average salary. You already know how to find out if somebody is above or below whatever the average is, etc. Okay, so we're not going to do any of that extra work. I think it's busy work. So we're going to sort it. Now, looking at our little algorithm, our little bubble sort that we have here, how can we implement that in our project? All right. Well, one thing we can do is we can begin, first of all, by thinking of this thing as, I'll just leave it alone. By thinking of this as names. I'll just go employees, EMPLOYEES. Employees is equal to this, so that we've declared the array, and then we do the salaries. Earnings is equal to this, and now we're ready to start playing around with this thing. Okay, we want to input. Which you already know from the previous assignment. Okay, and the solution that I will be posting in the next day or two, you'll see the solution, so you'll be able to input the data in parallel format, and hopefully you're getting that all figured out. Okay, after the data is all inputted, we can go to work on it. We can process it, right? We'll process the data. So what does the processing involve? Well, literally what we want to do is we want to sort the arrays. Well, guess what, folks? We already have the sort done, right? There's our bubble sort. It's ready to do its cool thing. Here's our swap that's happening up here. The only thing that we need to worry about is the way in which we actually do the sort. Who's getting the sort, right? So I'm going to say that I would write maybe an instruction that says bubble sort, and I want to bubble sort on the earnings, right? Don't we want to get the earnings in order? But some of you guys are probably already thinking, well, wait a minute, Dave, what about the names? If we're going to sort the earnings, and these are parallel arrays, we have to include the name arrays as well. So I will go ahead and include them. I'll just say employees, EMPLOYEES, just like so. Well, if I'm going to include employees in my bubble sort, I need to input them up here. So I'm just going to call this, to make it easier for me, I'll just call this E for employees. Okay, E for employees. So now when I do the swap, if I come down here, remember I'm testing K in range, the length of A, this kind of stuff. So we're testing A, we're working on A, which is perfectly all right. It's just that if we choose to do a swap, we need to make sure that we do a swap on the other array as well. So I'm going to add an extra variable. Okay, by adding the extra variable, I can now come over here. There it is. We know that E is our employee array, so now I just add extra lines of code here. Temp 2 is equal to E sub x, and then over here I go E sub x equals E sub y. Do you see what's going on here? I'm literally working on both of the arrays at exactly the same time. Okay, and then I have E sub x, or E sub y, is equal to temp 2, or TMP. So now I've created a swap routine that swaps the elements in two arrays that are parallel. hopefully that makes sense. It'll give you the tools that you need to make this thing fly. And the only thing that you really need to draw upon is experimenting around with the bubble sort that I showed you guys before. Okay. And looking back to see how you did your input. Okay. Of course, I'm going to have some errors here because I've changed this data. I'm getting warnings in my software, right? It's looking for information that's not there anymore. But this gives you hopefully an idea of how it's all going to work. So if you have any questions, email me at david.broderson@csn.edu. I'll get back to you and answer your questions. I trust that you'll be okay with this. So with that, happy coding.